All right, hey guys, this is Kit here of Burn One. I guess this is another impromptu meta talk. I guess I'm joined with Nico as always. You want to say hi, Nico?
Hey, what's up, guys?
And then we actually have a special guest this time. We have Darcy, all the way from Australia, right?
Hi, nice to meet you guys. I'm Darcy. You can find me on Twitter, as well as YouTube. I recently started posting mainly meta-related videos. I prefer Japanese, but I do dive into English as well.
Yeah. And then what's your channel name again? I subscribe to you, but I don't remember the name.
It's just called Darcy Gaijin. So the reason for Gaijin was I was branding myself heavily as a foreigner on Twitter, and um, posting all in Japanese, so that I would gain lots of Japanese followers because they were interested in foreigners. So that's why.
Nice. And then yeah, so you're really new to the at least content community. Like
That's right.
it's like what you've been going for about a month or two now. It's like 2 months, right?
Maybe like 2 months, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of good content, so you guys need to check him out. He's done a couple commentary videos which were really interesting. So after you guys are done with this video, you should go over there. What I'll do is in the information on the bottom, like the more information section on YouTube, I'll include a link to his YouTube channel so you guys have easy access over there. Or wait, don't we have like little pop-ups? Maybe I'll figure out actually how to do that and put a pop-up on the video for you guys to click at the end. But yeah, so besides that, getting into this discussion here, the reason we actually have this video is because for a little while now, Bushiroad has been trying to hype up a new thing they're going to announce pretty soon, and they finally done it. The stream was it last night, right? I think on the 22nd in Japan, they revealed another trigger icon for yellow, right?
For yellow.
Yes.
Yep. And so we'll have it here on the screen for you guys to see. It's going to be the choice icon, and how it works is that when you trigger it, you can pick a character card from your waiting room that has a trigger icon, and either put it into your hand or put it into stock. It's up to you, and I guess it's flavorful with the fact that it's called choice icon. And I guess yellow's not the first. Is this the first set or a color to have three icons? Is that right or no? Am I?
I think you might be right. Yeah. For an
Yeah,
icon, yes. Yeah.
Yes, I think for icon-wise.
yeah. So it's I guess breaking new grounds here. And then like the other effect it has on play is all your characters gain 1,000 power and 1 soul. I didn't watch the stream live, and I'm pretty sure Nico didn't. Did you, Darcy? Do you know if there is
I
it just going to
did.
be
Yeah, I watched it with Ken.
okay? Did they say there was going to be another icon with it for like extra soul, a trigger icon, or no? Or did they
I'm
not
not
really say?
sure. You can probably go 50-50 with it because it's a plussing trigger, so probably not. But
Yeah.
also, every yellow climax so far has had a soul trigger in it, so
Yeah, and usually the plussing triggers that have like a chance to whiff completely usually have a trigger icon with it. And then I know when they revealed standby initially, they showed the whole standby and it had a trigger icon. So I'm not sure if them not showing a trigger icon here with it means anything, but I guess we'll see once it gets printed. But yeah, so the
you probably
reason,
expect it to not have one. I
I
would
was like,
expect
I
it just to
don't
be
think it
just
would
one
have
color.
one.
yeah, me too. I think if it did have an icon with it, it might be a little bit too much. But I mean, you never know with Bushiroad sometimes.
Yeah.
For sure, it's crazy.
But yeah, so getting into the icon, we're just kind of going to discuss what we kind of think, what kind of power level this is at. I think I have the most controversial opinion on this icon in the community overall. I really think this icon, I think overall, is just really solid. Oh man, the train came by right, right when we're recording. It's super solid overall, and like at worst, it's going to be a good trigger. But I think if they're not really careful on printing this, I think in decks that abuse standby and only have like access to one standby, having this as a supplementary trigger and also like maybe have a combo with it or something, it could get really busted in those scenarios. I mean, what do you guys think about it?
It has a climax combo with it. I can see it being pretty good. I mainly see it being really good with standby as well. But also, if you can play 8 of it in one deck, then maybe that could be really good. Because I think this whole, like, the salvaging is pretty good, but I think that selective stock charge is pretty good for a climax trigger. So I think that's something that, eventually could be not broken, but like pretty desirable for a deck.
Yeah,
I'm of just kind of the persuasion that it's all right. I don't foresee it being too broken. Unlike you, I guess. But like it's definitely solid. It's not as selective as Gate, obviously. So a lot of the times, like at level 1, you're not going to be able to salvage like a 2k counter or anything off of it. But like plussing hand's always really good. And then in those cases where you don't need to plus hand, stock charging is also really really good. And the stock goes before the trigger, right? So you're like it's easier to pay out. So right, unless I'm wrong.
You're right.
Yeah. So.
And then another thing that
I think it's solid.
Yeah, like another thing to talk about this. I mean, when I was thinking about this icon originally, or this trigger icon, I wasn't even thinking about being in like a deck with 8 of them, because it's so new. But another thing to I think really think about too, which is like pretty spooky, is that Bushiroad has been or whatever has been pushing like Twin Drive really hard lately. Ever since they started adding it to the game, like hitting Twin Drives with this card is actually like ridiculous because you're getting 3 stock off of that Twin Drive basically, and then one of them's clean, and then you can pay it out or whatever. It seems really powerful. And then like I said, which I guess Darcy agrees too, is in standby it seems like a pretty powerful play because you're already playing a lot more triggers than normal in standby because you're playing a lot of higher level cards. But one of the thing about it is because it has like the option of stock charging. Depending on the game state, if you need extra stock because your opponent's like wind triggering away your field and you need to replay your 2/2 because that's the only way you're going to keep tempo in the game, like hitting these triggers like alleviates you on like having to have extra stock or whatever. So if you're building like 4 stock a turn, suddenly it's like it doesn't matter that much that you're losing your board to your hand or whatever and having to replay it because you're already gaining extra stock off of these triggers. I think that's like one.
How many decks like now that I can think of like that if they had this trigger, like instead of like a gate or something, that would just be so much better.
Man, imagine
really
if they printed a Testament and Symphogear on this trigger. Man, that might actually be a good combo.
Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, are there like what decks right now can abuse having this trigger instead of having like a gate?
Albuta would be pretty nuts.
Oh my god. I can't
Just
even
wait for the movie set, man. There you go.
Yeah, of course.
Oh man, if this was printed in Revue Starlight and then the new set,
I was thinking about that as well.
Oh my god.
Because there's a card that we don't have the trigger for, right?
Revue Starlight
Maybe.
has 8 Twin Drives with a new set, so those would be a little busted, probably.
Oh my god, I'd be so happy. You guys, I'd be playing a lot of Revue Starlight. Holy crap.
Coming out 2020, isn't it? The trigger.
I didn't watch the stream, so I don't know if they have a date for it already. Do you know?
I think it's 2020, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, so Revue Starlight comes out next month, so
They probably didn't print it in time for Revue Starlight. We're gonna have to wait for like set 2 of Relive or something.
Yeah. What about Standby AOT, because they play Blank Gate right now. Would they get a lot of use of Standby AOT? Usually Standby has either they either play Gold Bar or just Blank Gate, right? And Standby AOT or not? Why am I saying AOT?
I'm not understanding.
Sword Art
what you're
Online.
saying.
I need to.
Sorry.
I'm too dumb, guys. Sorry.
Oh, SAO. Yeah.
Yeah, because like.
Yeah, it would be pretty good with it. In the Gold Bar deck, it might be very, very good because that deck has a lot of stock issues.
Oh yeah.
So if we, did get something like that, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, because they're usually forced into playing the stock charger level 0 in those lists. At least that's what I feel like. So
I feel like you have to, yeah. In like the standby variants, I mean, of course it's good because it's standby.
Yeah. So. Dang, yeah. I mean, once this trigger comes out, I'm interested to see. Well, I guess I wonder if they're going to be kind of afraid in the beginning, because I think they were when Standby came out. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Standby seems pretty interesting," but they weren't really pushing it that hard until recently. So I wonder how.
Quite a while for Standby to like actually be like a pretty defining thing as well.
Yeah,
It was very slow.
Yeah. When was Standby released? Was it 2017?
Yeah, I want to say 2017.
Yeah, so
I think Bang Dream was the first set to get it.
Yeah,
and Bang Dream was really underwhelming. Like I think like the big Standby play was getting out like the 3-2. It's like Kasumi Rimi Field Swapper or whatever, and that was just kind of meh.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
Yeah, so I'm sure in the beginning, this with sets that are going to be printed with this, they're going to be really careful about what they have interact with it, which is kind of unfortunate. But I wonder, like, you know, a year or two down the line, if it's going to do the same thing as Standby did and like completely warp how like the game is handled. Because like right now, if you play JP, we're in this meta of like everyone's playing Standby, and you either need to have answers to Standby or you're playing Standby yourself, right?
Mm.
So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. But yeah, I think that's mostly it. Unless you guys have any closing thoughts on this.
I think that what makes it Trigger really interesting is like the salvage is cool, but we kind of already have that, you know, other climaxes.
Yeah.
I think the stock thing, I think if there is like a way to abuse it, I think that it could just be way too powerful. It's really, really good.
Yeah, cards with Twin Drive, like being able to get like an extra 2 or 3, like if you just get, like hit these triggers, like getting an extra 2 stock or something per turn, just because you're playing Twin Drive is pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But like, we've had like stock charging climaxes before in Bag or whatever it's called. But if there's like a way, like a new like Chica Yo or something like that, and then you can use the climax to put the like stock charge the early play condition or whatever, and then you play the other one to pay it out. Like that seems pretty nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Just stuff that needs to pull stuff out of stock, and they use kind of put it in stock already.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I don't think I actually cleared this up for myself. Is this a generic 1k1 when played, or do you actually do the choice when you play it?
It's 1k1.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, if on play 2, that'd be pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh man. I guess another thing to talk about this too is something they did before. If you played the game a long time ago, Stock Soul actually used to be from the top of your deck, and they just started printing from a waiting room. What if they changed the gold bag or pool or whatever we're agreeing to call it nowadays? What if they switched that over to straight up, like when you trigger it, send a character from waiting room to stock?
The trigger gets much better significantly.
Yeah,
like,
I think
away.
so too.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting. That'd be like a really good way to bring like the gold bag back into like view, I guess, because I think that's one of the worst triggers to run completely. Are you guys in agreement with that?
Straight up the worst trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I think, well, even with the people who might shill this, it's like, what climax combos do they even print nowadays where this is relevant? Like even Bushiro themselves seems to have kind of like, you know.
I was thinking about that, and the closest thing I could think of is the Ran level 3 that looks at top 2 and of you and your opponent's deck. That's also in gold bag now.
Yeah, but that's on a gold bar. No, it was initially on a gold bar, and then
yeah,
they put it on
gold
the
bar.
pool.
Like, why would you just
why would you play the pool? That would just be my question.
Yeah, I could think of though. I can't think of any other gold bag combo that's like even been printed in the last like year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to like maybe they just see this like gets a lot more attention just because of the stock charging capabilities. If they go back and start printing gold bag or pool or whatever with that change, I think that would change a lot too. It's just I mean, I guess this trigger opens up a lot of choices for the future. But
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm wondering if like this as a design point too, if they're gonna have more cards like when this comes into play, like do one or the other, because they've been kind of doing that lately too, right? So just cards with like dual effects.
Yeah, it's mainly been on characters, but yeah, they started printing a lot more like choose this or this, and yeah.
Man, do you think they're gonna ever print a card that's like, if you trigger choice icon, do both effects?
Oh.
Probably right. I think
That's
so.
gonna be the climax combo, bro.
Oh boy, I can't wait. That'd
They're
be
gonna
really
Oh, that'd be
incorporate it
weird.
into a climax combo somehow.
Like a climax combo that has like twin drive, and if you trigger, do both effects, something like that.
Oh my god, please, my wet dreams. Man,
Cool.
that would be a lot of fun to mess around with. But I mean, yeah. Well, if you guys have anything else you want to close out, Nico, anything? I think we're done here for the most part.
Yeah, I got nothing else.
All right then. I guess if that is that, I guess Darcy, one more time, where can people find you?
On Twitter and YouTube, there'll be links in the description.
All right, awesome. And like I said, guys, go check his channel out. He has a couple cool commentary videos, and your most recent video was it English meta discussion,
English
right?
tier list video.
Yeah, tier list basically. He's fairly new, so please give him some slack on the Discord messages you hear in the video.
I'm new to Weiss. I'm new to content. That's something to keep in mind.
Yep. But he's learning, so he'll get there. I guess with that, guys, I guess we'll see you later. Before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel if you do enjoy our content, as it does help us grow. And check out some of these social media links below.